Hello everyone, this is Ashley at the Speedway Public Library, and today I'm going to talk to you about a few new books that we hope to have on the shelf either today or tomorrow. You can request these either by giving us a call or by placing them on hold on your account online. You can access that from our website. And here we go. The first one we have is called The Glass Hotel by Emily St. Mandel. She is also the author of Station 11. Vincent is a bartender at the Hotel Cayette, a 5-star glass and cedar palace on an island in British Columbia. Jonathan Alicus works in finance and owns the hotel. When he passes Vincent his card with a tip, it's the beginning of their life together. That same day, Vincent's half-brother Paul scrawls a note on the windowed wall of the hotel. "Why don't you swallow broken glass?" Leon Prevant, a shipping executive for the company called Neptune Avramidis, sees the note from the hotel bar and is shaken to his core. 13 years later, Vincent mysteriously disappears from the deck of a Neptune Avramidis ship. Weaving together the lives of these characters, the Glass Hotel moves between ship, the skyscrapers of Manhattan, and the wilderness of northern Vancouver Island, painting a breathtaking picture of greed and guilt, fantasy and delusion, art, and the ghosts of our past. Our next book that we have coming out is The Ghost of Harvard by Francesca Saratella. Cadence Archer arrives on Harvard's campus, desperate to understand why her brother, Eric, a genius who developed paranoid schizophrenia, took his own life there the year before. Losing Eric has left a black hole in Katie's life, and while her decision to follow her brother's footsteps threatens to break her family apart, she's haunted by questions of what she might have missed. And there's only one place to find answers. As Katie struggles under the enormous pressure at Harvard, she investigates her brother's final year, armed only with a blue notebook of Eric's cryptic scribblings. She knew he had been struggling with paranoia, delusions, and illusory enemies, but what tipped him over the edge? With her suspicions mounting, Katie herself begins to hear voices, seemingly belonging to 3 ghosts who walked the university's hollowed halls, or huddled in its slave quarters. Among them is a person whose name has been buried for centuries, and another whose name mankind will never forget. Does she share Eric's illness? Or is she tapping into something else? Katie doesn't know how or why these ghosts are contacting her, but as she's drawn deeper into their worlds, she believes they're moving her closer to the truth about Eric. Even as keeping them a secret isolates her further, will listening to these voices lead her to the one voice she craves, her brother's, or will she follow them down a path to her own destruction? Sounds like an interesting story. This next book is a brand new YA book, so for teens. Though adults, you are more than welcome to read young adult as well. And this is The Betrothed by Kira Cass. If anyone has read her Selection series, which has been picked up by Netflix, very excited about that. This is a new one that isn't the same, storyline, but it has that, romance in a castle, storyline. When King Jameson declares his love for Lady Hollis Bright, Hollis is shocked and thrilled. After all, she's grown up at Caersecken Castle, vying for the king's attention alongside other daughters of the nobility. Capturing his heart is a dream come true. But Hollis soon realizes that falling in love with the king and being crowned queen may not be the happily ever after she thought it would be. And when she meets a commoner with a mysterious power to see right into her heart, she finds that the future she really wants is one she never thought to imagine. So hopefully that's a nice, cute, happily ever after story. The next one is a second book in a Newt Gingrich book, The Shakedown. Unlikely partners Valerie Mayberry and Brett Garrett are at loose ends. The obsessive and uptight Mayberry has left the FBI on bad terms. Garrett's recent heroics have helped take a little of the sting out of his dishonorable discharge, but he's got a way to go to find redemption. When a former Iranian scientist is assassinated in Washington, D.C., the former counterintelligence agent and ex-SEAL are pulled back into the world of clandestine ops, and the fate of the entire East Coast is at stake. Joining ranks with the Herald Mossad agent, Mayberry and Garrett pursue an international killer whose motives remain a mystery. But he isn't the only threat. They uncover another planned attack, with too many potential enemies to track down and too little time. When Iran offers to help, the already tense political situation gets more complicated. Operating outside official channels, maneuvering between enemy powers, the two know they must tread carefully to prevent an international incident and keep themselves alive. Is Iran playing us for fools again, or are they undermining some other enemy? Can a dysfunctional Washington do the right thing to protect a country? Will political infighting at the FBI grind the investigation to a halt? Will Mayberry and Garrett find the truth before innocent lives are lost? Guess you'll have to read to find out. This next one is also a YA book by Zoraida Cordova, and it is called Incendiary. Renata Covita was an only child when she was kidnapped by the king's justice and brought to the luxurious palace of Andalusia. As a Rowberry, the rarest and most feared of the magical Morai, Renata's ability to steal memories from royal enemies enabled the king's wrath, a siege that resulted in the death of thousands of her own people. Now Renata is one of the Whisperers, rebel spies working against the crown and helping the remaining Morai escape the kingdom bent on their destruction. The Whisperers may have rescued Renata from the palace years ago, but she cannot escape their mistrust or hatred or their overpowering memories of the hundreds of souls she turned hollow during her time in the palace. When Des, the commander of her unit, is taken captive by the notorious Sanguinato prince, Renata will do anything to save the boy whose love makes her place among the Whisperers bearable. But a disastrous rescue attempt means Renata must return to the palace and undercover and complete Des's top secret mission. Can Renata convince her former captors that she remains loyal, even as she burns for vengeance against the brutal enigmatic, that's a hard word, prince? Her life and the fate of the Morai depend on it. But returning to the palace stirs childhood memories long locked away. As Renata grows more deeply embedded in the politics of the royal court, she uncovers a secret in her past that could change the entire fate of the kingdom and end the war that has cost her everything. That sounds good. I might have to read it. Along with that, we also have Alicia Keys' new biography. We have James Patterson's Texas Outcast in both regular and large print. And along with large print, we currently have Heather Graham's The Final Deception, Fern Michaels' Fearless, Stuart Wood's The Hit List, Danielle Steele's The Wedding Dress, and a fun mystery with Anne Perry's One Fatal Flaw. So once again, if you're interested in any of these new books that we have that we're putting out, give us a call or place a request online, and we'll see what we can do for you. Thanks, and have a great day.